Hello and welcome back, Commanders and Commanderettes. Chesty Puller here with another War Commander video. This one is on the Wolfpacks event. This is for the Commander track, Base 1 and Base 2. This is a pretty fast way to do it. It's free repair. This is my first try. I'll put other videos out if I find improving ways to do it. Again, for this one, it's going to start out with an air base or an island that you have to use air on, and so the Prometheus will come in handy. I've mentioned this several months ago when the Prometheus came out, that it was going to be a key unit and try to get the workshop for it. It was kind of a weird thing that they did. They didn't allow you to put any other workshop on until it got to level 11, the good workshop that you need. So they added 1,000 space once it got to level 11. We've never ever had that before. That was kind of cheesy of them. But for this one, I'm just using the Prometheus and Richard the Lionheart. Now, he doesn't hit as hard, but the Daedalus can be used here as well. The Daedalus takes quite a bit of time to take down some of these tanks and things, but it can be used. You're just going to have to use what you have here. As I say, almost every event, and that's going to apply for this event too, if you don't get the units, then you're going to be behind the 8-ball for sure. So try to get the units. Now they're basically giving them to you here. They give you a couple of the Lionhearts because the main track is just so easy, and the soldier set is also super easy. So for this particular event, there's really no excuse for you not to do it. The commander set, for a change, is actually more difficult. Normally, I find that the commander set is actually easier. This time it's a little bit more difficult. It's a little bit more challenging. I think they're watching my videos. I really do. When I make a complaint like that, they often fix it. So, I don't complain all that much about Kixeye. I'm not a lot of the things that they do are kind of greedy, basically. Greedy. And like the thing that they did with the Prometheus, that's cheesy. But I'm just telling the truth. I'm not railing on them or anything. I'm just saying that's that's a fact, right? So, and I do try to put out videos where I can show people the ways around Kixeye's tricks. Okay, so I think that they watch these videos. I think that they've got somebody out there that it's their job to watch the videos, and they notice that I keep saying that the commander bases aren't harder than the soldier bases. And so this time, they actually made the commander base harder than the soldier bases, and they finally made the soldier bases easy. So, not easy, but easier, okay? And they sort of fit in the order that they should, with the exception of the number 1 base on the soldier set being the hardest one, the number 2 being the easiest one, and then the number 3 base being the third easiest one. So, and on this one, this number 1 base is fairly easy. And you can get by without having a number of the units, okay? The number 2 base on the commander set, as you will see here in a minute, is the hardest base. You are pretty much going to have all of the good units to do it the way that I'm doing it. I'm using the Gravedigger. I'm using Gus. I'm using the Prometheus. I'm using the Richard the Lionheart, and that's pretty much it. That's all I'm using. But you know, a lot of people I know do not have those units, so um, it makes it difficult for them. So I'm just gonna say, if you want to play this game, try to get the units, because without them, you're so far behind, and then you can't get the next unit, right? So it kind of locks you out. You have to be active in the game in order to get that unit and then get the next unit. So it's kind of I guess they call it a gotcha game. You know, if you don't play, then they got you. You know, and then so I am trying to figure out how to do this, play this game um, minimal, like as minimal as possible. Um, and I've been fairly successful at it. If it's not an event, um, this game doesn't take any time for me. I mean, I do my daily upgrades and I'm gone, right? Um, I set things, and if it's an important upgrade, I might even set a timer on it so I know when it's ready, and I'll come back and get that going. But other than the events, um, you know, I try not to play the game because it could take up so much of your time, and you really don't want to do that. You don't want to spend all time. You want to spend time with your family and time with your friends and at work and things like this. So don't let it take up too much of your life. That's my recommendation. So number one base, pretty easy if you have the units that I have. If you don't, I'll try to do a workaround where if you don't have the Prometheus or whatever, I think you can use the Forest, and the Forest will help you. You don't need the Prometheus, but the Prometheus is more powerful than the Forest for sure, because the Forest, the guys die after or disappear after a certain period of time, where these Prometheus guys stay around until they're killed, and that's the good thing. So on the number 2 base, I'm using Gus. I'm using some Cosmortars, and I want to kill that all those buggies right there, and I didn't do it. I wasn't successful, and so therefore I got a bunch of this purple lava, right? So now I have to wait a second, because you don't want to deploy in the purple lava. It actually causes quite a bit of damage. So I'm going to come back in one more time and try to kill that last buggy. If you can get them all, and I believe I can get all those buggies on the first try, but because I don't want to deal with the splash of the lava, okay? And that one, that's not too bad, because the lava's not really in my way. Now I need to get these helicopters, so I'm going to bring in Brother Devin, another unit which I recommended that everybody needed, okay? So he has a very high priority, and I assume that they will change that. You know, they're always changing the rules of the game against you. So I assume that they will change that at some point. But the next high priority unit that comes out, if you do not have Brother Devin yet, make sure you get it, because the high priority units are very helpful. Now I'm going to try to go around on this base and pretty much do it by air now. I'm using the Prometheus as a distraction. You don't want to get hit by, and actually I got hit here and I wasn't paying attention, and I got hit by some of these mechanized infantry units that's moving right there over on the right side of the base. I got hit by one of those guys. He was behind something and I couldn't see him, and their missiles are so hard to see. You don't know that the missile has been shot. It's super tiny, and you don't want to get hit by it. So let's see. I did get hit over on the right side, which caused me like a few seconds worth of damage. So this is still a free repair, but it cost me a little bit more than 5 minutes. So here is another pointer. You see that purple cloud right there? Avoid that at all costs. And I would like to also point out that tower that was there in the middle, in between those two purple tanks, there was a tower there. I did not move in until the Prometheus foot soldiers killed that tower. I want that tower dead before I move in with my air, and don't play around with the tower. So I don't know. I haven't been hit by the tower, but I already know something's in there, and you don't want to get hit with air on that. This is what they call the air season. Okay, so pretty much we're focusing on air units, and we are probably going to be focusing on using our air more often. Okay, they call this the air season. Kixeye literally calls this the air season. So keep that in mind. And for now, we've got some very, very good air units. Albert Ross, Richard the Lionheart, Prometheus. We've got the Warhogs, and now we've got something called the Lionhearts. Okay, the Lionhearts are basically a small version of Richard, and they are I don't know yet. I built mine. I haven't used them yet, but Richard's pretty good. I mean, he shoots air, he shoots ground. He is very slow, and his firepower and splash is nothing like Albert Ross. Albert Ross is, he is great. But Richard, I think, and Albert Ross can take a punch, he can take a hit, but I think that Richard can take, he's a little bit tougher, his skin's a little bit thicker. I wasn't quite sure if I should go in there straight on or come around to the side, but I think that if I come around to the side, it's going to be better. And so we're going to do that. I am bringing my Prometheus along with me. He doesn't have to be right next to you. You're going to take, I don't know if you guys know this. If you read the description on Richard the Lionheart, for some reason, if Prometheus is deployed, you take 20% less damage. That's pretty good. I mean, 20% just for having another unit deployed. I read it several times, and it doesn't say that he has to be within an aura or anything like that. Just if you deploy him with Prometheus, then he should take 20% less damage. How do you measure that? I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. I just am going to have to believe that they are telling you the truth. Now, right now, I don't have any, what do you call them? They're not called special ops. I don't have anything turned on right now. The event just started. And remember, for 1 million thorium, you can get one of those... they're not special ops. I can't remember what they do call them, but there's a name for these things. Okay, now right there, you see that? That's the Screamer. The Screamer's slowing us down, causing us a problem. We want to get the Screamer, but, he's sort of being protected right now. So we want to get him. And here's another one of these stupid mechanized infantries. See the little bullet there? The little purple bullet? It was hitting me over there on the other side, and I didn't notice it till it was too late because he was hidden under something, so I had to retreat because the purple bullet that he shoots that you can barely see is bad news. And also the purple cloud that these tanks are shooting is also bad news. So I can't get to that tank because I got to get out of his cloud. That cloud would cause damage. Now sometimes on that cloud, if you're like barely on the outskirts of the cloud, it can still cause you damage. So it's not like it's sort of ambiguous, like that cloud is like an ambiguous cloud because it's not definite where the cloud begins or where the cloud ends. There is this glitch where my Albert Ross and my Oxford and my Richard show damage no matter what. They show damage 1 second worth of damage as soon as I deploy them, so it's hard for me to tell when exactly they take damage. It's a glitch. It's a visual glitch, they say, and there's not supposed to be any damage there, but obviously there is damage there. Okay, good. That time I got the mechanized infantry. You got to watch out for the mechanized infantry. For these bases, you really don't have to be concerned with the flax. You don't have to be concerned with any of the turrets. It's the units that are the problem. So if I can get this mechanized infantry to focus on these two infantrymen and shoot towards them and not towards me, then I'm golden. Now I can come in and take care of these turrets. So the mechanized infantry you want to watch out for, the tanks you want to watch out for, buggies, of course, you want to watch out for those. But the turrets are not too much of a problem. They're really not. Don't just stand there and get shot by the turret. Try to take the turret out, but the turret is not your priority. The priority are the defending units, and so this base is just about in the books. We got the one more tank over there. Once we get rid of him, or at least shock him. Once he's shocked, then we can come in and clear him out with Richard and the Prometheus, because there's really nothing left in this base that's going to hurt us. It does look like that one mechanized infantry hit me a little bit too hard, and so you can see I'm not like pure green there. I'm starting to get into the yellow area, which kind of sucks because I was trying to show you guys first time out to get instant repair, but it's free repair, I'm sure. And then that's it for this base. Not as hard as it looked. When I first looked at it, when I first looked in here, I was like, uh-oh, this is going to be a tough one. But actually, with the units that we have right now, not as tough as you might think. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'm going to let you go on this. I'll show you the repair, and I'll show you the level of my units. I believe my Prometheus is I can't remember, but my Richard is a level 10, and I think my Prometheus is like 13. But I'll show it to you here real quick. Yeah, I got barely a minute worth of repair time. I'll just show you some levels here. And then, good luck, guys. Good luck on the event. Hope this is helpful. I'll put more videos out on this event, but this is pretty much it. I've got the soldier video out. I've got the commander video out. And I got the main track video out. So, yeah, he's level 10. Okay, guys. Have a good one. See you next time.